It is week 4, day 2. So we're going to click here. Today's goal is that students will solve two-step inequalities. Make sure you take attendance. This video will be posted here. It is an IXL assignment, so make sure that you are logged into Clever. So in the last video, we learned that if you flip the equation, you need to change the sign the other direction, or if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you need to flip the sign. And so that's true throughout these types of problems. So we've got 3c plus 6 is equal to, or is less than, negative 3. And so honestly, I kind of ignore the sign because you solve them just like regular equations. We'd start by getting rid of the 6. Since it says plus 6, we would add or subtract 6 on both sides. And so 3c drops down. The 6's cancel. The sign drops down. And then negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9. And you can use a Desmos calculator if you'd like. Then I want to divide by 3 to undo 3 times c. And so the 3's will cancel. The c drops down. The less than sign drops down. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. And now I have to enter this in. So all I do is I type in c. I hit the less than sign, and then negative 3. And then I'm going to start over. We do the same thing here. We've got 3q minus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 10. All right, so then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to add 1 to both sides to get rid of that minus 1. And so you solve this just like a regular equation. You just 3q drops down, the 1's cancel, the sign drops down, and then negative 10 plus 1 is negative 9. And then we're going to divide both sides by 3. And the 3's will cancel. Q drops down. The sign drops down. It stays the same. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. We only change the sign when the number that we're messing with is negative. So for now, it's the same. So we could type in Q is greater than or equal to negative 3. And then we do the same thing for this problem. The only difference is I like to flip the problem. So by that, I mean I want I want the letter on the left side. So I'm going to do negative 5 minus k. And then I have to flip the sign because I switched the sides. So then it changes from a less than sign to a greater than sign, and then 3. And then, so I flipped the sign here, because I flipped the whole problem over. So I put negative 5 minus k on the left side. And then we go through and solve it. So I want to add 5 because it's minus 5 or negative 5. So we're going to add 5 to both sides. And so the 5's will cancel. Minus k or negative k drops down. And then the sign stays the same. 3 plus 5 is 8. And then this is a negative 1. There's a 1 there. And so we're going to divide both sides by negative 1. But the rule states that anytime I multiply or divide by a negative number, I have to flip the sign. So k is going to drop down. The sign has to flip over. 8 divided by negative 1 is negative 8. And so then we just type it in that way. So k is less than negative 8. And so in this problem, I flipped the sign 2 times. So the first time I flipped it because I changed this information, went from the right side to the left side. And so that's why I flipped the sign. And then I changed it again here because I was dividing by a negative number. So just be careful there. There's only three reasons to change the sign. The first reason is you flip the problem over. You move the left side to the right side to the left side. You have to flip the sign over then. Or if you divide by a negative number, or if you multiply by a negative number. Those are the only three reasons you change the sign. Start over. We got 2s minus 1 is less than or equal to negative 9. So we're going to start by adding 1 to both sides. So 2s comes down. The 1's cancel. Less than or equal to sign stays the same. Negative 9 plus 1 is negative 8. Then we're going to divide by 2. The 2's cancel. S comes down. The sign stays the same because 2 is positive. Negative 8 divided by 2 is negative 4. I only change if I was multiplying or dividing by a negative. The 2 is a positive number. The negative 8 doesn't matter. So I only change it if what I'm using is, so we put an S, the sign stayed the same, less than or equal to negative 4. And then if you have questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email me.